This is Mastering Menopause. By using fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset, you can master your hormones and get your body back. I'm Kathy Cote with Catalyst Fitness and Nutrition. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Mastering Menopause. It is October 1st, and October is Menopause Awareness Month. So I am so excited that so many more women are talking about menopause now. A lot of information coming out. There have been a lot of podcasts that have come out talking about hormone replacement therapy, about menopause, and it's just exciting to see that the conversation is becoming bigger. And as that conversation becomes bigger, then we can start to see more education as well and some more money behind the science of what is going on with our bodies in menopause and how we can deal with it. Now, I know it's a very common theme that you're battling menopause, that your body is at war with you, and if you could just change your thinking about menopause to have this be more of a positive experience, the way that you deal with menopause is definitely going to affect the outcome. Now, I know it's not a walk in the park, but if you think it's all doom and gloom, and trust me, I did, I did for sure, but if you think it's going to be all doom and gloom, then guess what? It's probably going to be all doom and gloom. And I think the best way to combat that is to have a positive attitude about it. This is something that happens to every woman. Every woman's experience is going to be different, but how you go through it is largely going to be up to you. Educate yourself, ladies. I can't say this enough. Listen to a couple podcasts, grab a couple books, and really kind of try to wrap your head around what is going on with your body and what can you do about it. Now, as far as hormone replacement therapy goes, that is going to be an individual conversation with your doctor. If you are having trouble finding a doctor that's even willing to have the conversation, then we can get you in touch with somebody who is going to be willing to have that conversation. HRT isn't for everyone. However, it is a definite viable resource to help you get through menopause. Now, like I said, everybody's experience is going to be different. I think, however, that hot flashes, night sweats, trouble sleeping, the anxiety, the depression, I think that can definitely be combated with hormone replacement therapy, but you can also do other things for yourself as well. It's just very exciting that we have so much more information available to us now. Now, the one thing that I hear is there's so much conflicting information, and honestly, there should be. It's not that the information is conflicting, it's that most women are going to have different symptoms as they go through menopause. So while one woman may need this to deal with her symptoms, another woman may need this to deal with her symptoms. And so it is not a one size fits all. It's just like, it's just like diet and exercise. It's not the one thing that's going to be, the be all end all. It just depends on what are the symptoms that you are going through and address those. That's always going to be how you can address something. You cannot do the same diet like Becky down the street did. You cannot do the same kind of treatment through menopause as Becky down the street did. So really, it's about dealing with your symptoms and then addressing those individually. So if you are having trouble sleeping, this is where progesterone comes in. If you are having hot flashes and night sweats, this is where estrogen comes in. Now, it's very common for both of these things to come at once, but there's a whole host of other symptoms that come as well. And I know that everybody's like, it's my hormones. Ladies, we have 50 different hormones in our body. So the main ones that we're dealing with in menopause is the declining estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. Now, we also have to deal with cortisol, adrenaline, thyroid, and cholesterol hormones. These are all going to be important hormones that are influenced hugely when we are going through the decline of our sex hormones, which is the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. And so these things need to be addressed for sure. And that's easily addressed through hormone replacement therapy. Again, you need to have the conversation with your doctor. The one that, as far as like hair loss, we are cold, we have no energy, this is largely going to be thyroid issues. And this is super common. We are definitely having thyroid issues because of our stress. And so there's the adrenaline response, there's the cortisol response. And this is something that we have control of. We're just not very good at that. So, we are juggling so many things as women in our late 40s, 50s, 60s. We take on all the tasks and we feel it's our responsibility. And that is stressful. Stress from your job, stress from your home life, stress from kids, stress from parents, stress from looking at an email, or stress from scrolling on TikTok. So, this is something that you have got to address. You cannot just let stress run rampant. You really need to take control of that. Another huge stressor is our diet and the way that we exercise. So most of the women that I'm having conversations with, it's not because they're just laying around on the couch eating bonbons and they're just wondering why they have suddenly gained weight, why they don't feel like themselves anymore, why they suddenly have all this belly fat. It is the woman that is like, I am trying everything. I am eating clean. I don't eat carbs. I exercise 5 to 6 times a week. And that's the woman that is putting her body on an incredible amount of stress. So when I say like, hey, lower your stress levels, that's going to be a huge part of it. Diet, exercise, lifestyle, your mindset, and stress levels. And so if we can address those things, look at nutrition as, I think a lot of women, when they start to look at like what does it take to lose weight, and they just get their like weight loss calories and then they just stay there. And I know I did. I definitely did. I thought, I'm sure I did probably 15 different calculators to get to what was that number that I need for weight loss. And then I just hung my hat on that number. I never considered a different number by any means. So I believe for me, it was like 13 to 1400 calories. That's what I needed to lose weight. And so that's what I strove for all the time, not even considering that there's such a thing as maintenance calories, where you're not going to lose weight or gain weight. And this is what is affecting your body. If you are always in a deficit, you are always on weight loss calories, that is a huge stress on your body. I've talked about this so many times, so I just wanted to highlight that. And then we go to the exercise piece. If you're not weight training, then we're losing muscle. And I think a lot of ladies are focusing on, okay, maybe I can't eat at that 1400 calories, but I can exercise on this end so I can burn off the calories. I feel guilty because I had Sunday brunch, or, oh my God, I had nachos and some popcorn at the movies, so I need to burn that off. And we get into that mindset of restricting, always trying to burn calories or earn calories, and we're not supporting our metabolism or our hormones or our body by always hammering on the cardio. And so this is another huge part of that stress piece. So if you think about it, right, if you're always in a deficit, boom, that's a stress. If you're always hammering away at the cardio, boom, that's another stress piece. If you're not building your muscle, that is not great for the way that your body is going to not only look, but the way that it's going to be able to perform, especially as you go through life later in life. And I know we don't think about these things, but not having muscle is definitely a detriment to any human being, but especially since we are losing so much muscle mass as we go past 40, it's really important for women to make sure that we are maintaining muscle mass, if not growing that muscle mass. So super important. And then the stress piece, I can't say it enough, is I think that is the biggest underlying factor to most women as we are going through menopause. Is I see thyroid issues and then insulin issues. And insulin is naturally going to rise as we get older, but as we go through this transition, now we're more susceptible. Again, because of the stress response, it is creating that insulin response. And so it's just this big vicious cycle that we get stuck in. So I know I just talked about a lot there, but there's just so much information out there. And while, yes, it's conflicting, it's because there is no one size fits all answer. You really have to look at your lifestyle, at what are your symptoms, and then address those. And It doesn't help when you go to your doctor and he says, well, you just have to lose weight. You just have to eat less. You have to exercise more. And we're already built. We already know this, right? We know this to our core. Of course, that's what you have to do. That's what we've been raised knowing. And it just isn't that simple. So it's really about supporting your hormones, supporting your metabolism, and doing this through your lifestyle. Ladies, you have so much control. Do not give up your control. Do not just lay over and just say, hey, it's my hormones. I can't do anything about it, because you absolutely can. So that's what we're going to be talking about this month. What can we do to support our bodies to make going through menopause I'm not going to say it's like a freaking bed of roses. It is not. But it doesn't have to be this war with your body either. Because if you go into it with that attitude, then it is going to be a battle. Absolutely. So mindset is such a critical piece. For this year, the focus is on World Menopause Day is going to be focusing on cardiovascular health. So I will probably do an episode on that. Let me see if I can reach out to somebody that is an expert on that and have a conversation about that. And it's really about just being proactive, taking those steps to maintain your heart health. That's going to include some kind of regular exercise and a healthy diet, and also making sure that we are getting checked out as well with those physical exams. So you probably hear like, oh, you're exercising too much, thinking that I am anti-cardio, and I am not by any means anti-cardio. You do need to do some cardio to support your health, to support your heart health. That's the point of cardio. And what happens is it gets used as a tool that we rely on to lose weight, where now it is not going to have that effect anymore. So we cannot rely on cardio to lose weight. However, we do still need to have cardio for heart health that is going to help with the insulin, that is going to help with your stress to a point. You have to look at exercise as whether this is a drain or a charge. Now, I used to be Miss Cardio Queen, and then I flipped it over into strictly weight training, because I'm like, I'm never going to do cardio again, and then realized, I need to do cardio. If you're enjoying this podcast, I'm wondering if I could ask you a small favor and leave me a review on this podcast. This is going to help me get the word out to more women just like you, and I would appreciate that so much. Thank you. So I do cardio twice a week. I am more like getting in my steps every single day. I shoot for 7,000 to 8,000. That is like my baseline. That's what I get in every single day. And then as far as cardio goes, I will strive for like a 10-minute kind of a interval workout where I'm doing like push-ups, kettlebell swings, maybe like a 30-second run on the treadmill. I like that automatically powered one. I forget what it's called, but it's by your own foot power. So I'll do like 4 rounds of that, right? It's not even 10 minutes. So that's going to be like a higher intensity interval. The whole point of that is just to get my heart rate up. And then I will do just like 10 hill sprints on, not the biggest hill, but like I'll do that. And then I'll kind of jog down, run up and then jog down. So that would be like a 10-minute workout, or I'll do like a 20-minute. You guys do you remember Body for Life? I love that workout. So it's an interval workout where you're going at like 60% for 1 minute, and then you get yourself up to 85%. So you do this in steps. So you can look that up. And I like that kind of cardio workout. It's 20 minutes. That's about the most that I can do, honestly, unless I do like a spin class. I've just found like I just don't have, my time is so precious. Like everybody's time is precious, but I just can't rely on like going to like a class, because it takes me 15 minutes to get to the class, and then it's an hour long, which is too long for me, honestly, and then like another 15 minutes to come back. So, and it just never fits into my schedule, honestly. There is a yoga class that I like, that is just scheduled, but like a 9:30 spin class in the morning does not work for me at all. So, all right, now I'm going on a tangent, but let's have a conversation about how we can turn this into more of a positive experience rather than going at war with your body and your hormones or just not doing anything. I think this is the perfect time to let you know that I do have a free 5-day challenge. It is starting October 2nd. It is the 5-day Menopause Meltdown Challenge. It's absolutely free. I'm going to be going into that group every single day this week. You will get the link for that specific Facebook group and just follow along. You're going to get an email every day for the next 5 days from me with information on how to implement this challenge. I promise it is easy, and it is one thing that a lot of you are not doing that is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck as far as getting results for combating cravings, for getting that belly bloat down a little bit, for bringing down some of that belly fat as well. And it's just this one thing that you can do to your diet. So if you're interested in seeing what that challenge is all about, I'm going to drop the link for that, and I hope to see you in there. So here we are. It is Menopause Awareness Month. I thank you so much for listening. If you found this information valuable and you would like to share it, I would appreciate that so much. Also, I just appreciate you for listening. I'm coming up on just about 2 years of doing this podcast. I love it. Thank you so much. I will see you next week.